Hey, sweet friends, welcome back to my channel. Kay here from At Home with Kay. I wanted to show you guys my half done coffee area. I just want you to see this sign. I covered it with tissue paper, and I think it's so cute. But yeah, my coffee bar leaves something to be desired, but that's not what this video is about. Today, I was thinking, what would make me happy? I know we have our ups and downs, but I wanted to put bows on everything. So I have these curtains and this ribbon. I got this ribbon from Dollar Tree. I've never seen it there. One was matte and it was called Jelly Ribbon. And I can't remember what the shiny one's called, but I had never seen these before. So I just put some bows on these curtains. Just a regular bow that you tie like you're tying your shoelace. It's nothing fancy. And I think it's really cute. And I'm just going to leave it open like this. These open like this because there's a blind there. And then I wanted to put some in the kitchen area as well, because what I did was, you see the area, I'm going to point in just a minute. You're going to see my weird looking finger in just a second, where the curtain rod is showing, because that's probably not the correct curtain rod, but that's what I had on hand. Those three areas, I'm going to put bows there, and I'm going to use the matte colored ribbon and not the shiny one. And I just added that with some floral wire around that curtain rod area, and it actually covered up that curtain rod. And next, I decided I wanted to make a garland for my fireplace. And this lace ribbon you get from Dollar Tree, but they don't really have that size anymore. But I did find some larger lace ribbon from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to make some shoelace bows and glue them to this lace ribbon, and then I'm going to hang it on my fireplace mantle. Well, my mantle. And I thought that would look nice in there. Just wanted to put bows on everything. And about those curtains, I went on Amazon and I bought one set of curtains, and it had two panels, and it was, I think it comes like, what, 52 by 84? Is that the standard, or something by 84? I bought that, and I just cut it apart, and I made shorter curtains for the dining area. I made that little valance for the kitchen area. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with another part of it. I'm going to make something to hang on my cabinets. And then probably not in a video, but I want to make a pillow as well for my bed. Just a little decorative bow pillow. And I was just looking to see what the name of that ribbon was, because it's very pretty. I thought it matched perfectly, and I thought it was super pretty. So guys, welcome back to At Home with Kay. Like I said before, I'm Kay, and this is your happy place for all things crafty, cozy, and creative. I like to do simple crafts that are beautiful and most of all budget friendly. No fuss, no stress, just pure crafting joy. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and let's keep the creativity flowing on At Home with Kay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to alternate the matte colored bow, the shiny colored bow, and I'm just going to go all the way down to the end. And then I think I'm going to show you at the end of the video how how it looks hung on the fireplace mantle. And it's just a faux mantle. It's just a little faux mantle that my nephew David made me. And I have a little fake fireplace that sits on the floor there. And guys, just so you know, I turned that little fireplace on for the video purposes, but actually I can't use it because whenever I plug it in, it like sparks the plug, or it'll burn the little strip that I have it in. So we don't even plug it in anymore. It's just there to look at, but I'm going to replace it with something more suitable. It actually sparked once, and I actually had to call the fire department because smoke was coming out of the plug. So so we have to be careful with that. But just for the video, I turned it on for like 5 minutes, and I just unplugged it and took it out. You know what I was thinking? You know how sometimes a person will name their home, name their house, name their big mansion, or name their nice cottage or whatever. If you could name yours, what would the name of your home be? You know what? I love hydrangeas. That is just my favorite flower. I love them. So the name of if I could name my house, it would be called Hydrangea Manor. What will you name your home? Let me know down in the comments. So like I said, I'll show you how I hung this on the mantle at the end of the video. So next I have these two taper candles, and I had the idea because I've been seeing people paint on their candles, and I thought I'm gonna paint some bows on my candle. So I got some gold paint, and I had to get the right paintbrush though, because I needed a pointed small paintbrush. So I finally figured that out. And I just carefully painted some bows on here. It's not perfect, but to me, they look like bows and they look cute. To me anyway. So I just kept going with it, painted bows on all the, see how that looks? Looks like a bow if you can see that. Yeah. So I will show you even better, at the end of the video when I have it lit with the flame is there. It looks really nice. So I'm just going to go on and paint these bows on these candles, and I'll show you what it looks like later. How is the weather in your area? So today is Monday. And I filmed this video on Sunday, and it snowed all day. When I woke up, it was snowing, and it snowed until 8 o'clock last night. So it looks like to me, when I was outside this morning trying to shovel, it looks like we got a good 7 inches, maybe a little more. Yeah, this is the most snow that we've gotten in a long time. It reminds me of my childhood, how it used to snow and we would get those blizzards. But it doesn't do that too often in Michigan anymore. But this is very reminiscent of that. It really reminds me of that. So what is it in your area, and where do you live? How much snow did you guys get? And are you plowing your way out now, or is it still coming down? And I hope everyone is safe and warm. So this is some more of that curtain fabric. I cut 3 squares. Well, this one I cut in a square because I had a finished edge on it. The other ones aren't. This one I cut in a square and fold it over to a rectangle. And I am going to hot glue 3 sides. And the other two are 2 separate pieces that I have to hot glue on 3 sides. And what I'm going to do is I am going to turn it over to the right side, and then I'm going to fill it with a pillow stuffing. And then I'm going to make some bows to hang on my kitchen cabinets, because usually I hang wreaths there. But then, I was just in a really bow mood today, and I said, I'm going to put bows on everything. And that is literally kind of what I did. So I'm going to finish hot gluing this, and then I'm going to turn it right side out, and then I'm going to stuff it. You don't need too much stuffing. I'm just going to make sure that I get most of it down in each of those corners, so that it will stay up when I make it into a bow and it doesn't just flop over and get flimsy. That's basically why I stuffed it anyway, because I figured it would be too flimsy without the stuffing, and it may not, stay up. So now on the ends, what I'm doing, that open end, is I'm just going to turn it inside and then add a little hot glue on the inside of there and pinch it together. And I was trying to do it, but my phone started ringing. My daughter called me, so I actually did it off camera. And you'll see when I come back that it's going to be all done. But just pinch that together. And I'm so sorry that it's kind of out of the frame here, but pinch it together like that. I'm really out of the frame. I'm so sorry about that. And then add a little hot glue there. Yep. And here we are. It's all hot glued. And you see how it's not completely stuffed like a big pillow, because I still want to be able to, add my ribbon in the middle. And this is just a piece of the end of the curtain that I cut off, and I'm just using that. I cut 3 of those for each one of them, and then I'm going to use that in the middle to tie it off. Add a little hot glue. Watch your fingers, because I did burn myself. And then there you go. And see, there's a bow. And then I'm going to use another piece, adding a little reinforcement glue here, because you don't want it to come apart, because this is hot glued. Yeah. So then I'm going to get another piece of that strip, and I'm going to make tails. I wasn't going to make tails, but then I just decided to make tails. These are the 3. I'm cutting 2 more pieces for the center of the other 2. And then I have some tails left, and I'm going to have to cut tails from the big curtain for the other 2. And all I'm going to do is just flip it over like this and then just hot glue it on the back. And I'm probably going to dovetail the ends just to make it look a little bit neater while it's hanging there. But I think it looks cute with the tails on it. See, and I just glued it right there on the back. And that's how it looks when it's hung. And I did dovetail the ends. So here we are, guys, at the end of the video, and I hung them up with a piece of the ribbon, and I wanted to hang it up with matte jelly ribbon, but I only had 1 piece, so that's why in the center that ribbon is a little different. And I just hung them on the cabinets, and I actually, just so you know, I used a little hot glue inside the cabinet at the top to get the ribbon to stick. And here is, I'm just showing you the bows again on the curtains, the little valance in the kitchen where I hung bows there. And then here is the fireplace mantle in the living room. There's that deadly fireplace. And I just added it to those are just some little knobs that I stuck on there so we can hang stockings at Christmas time. And I just tied it to the little knobs. And here are our candles with the bows on them. You can kind of see the bows on there, kind of, but oh yeah, there you go. And there you have it, guys. More fantastic DIYs on a budget. And please remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also hit the notification bell so that you never miss a video. And thank you for crafting with me today. And remember, until next time, stay creative, stay happy, and always be the sunshine.